What's up, YouTube? It's Ask the Young One with CreateHigherVibrations.com. Tonight I wanted to make a quick video and talk a little bit about why the narcissist is so convincing. And from my experience, and again I speak from my perspective and from where I'm at in my own journey, from my experience, the reason why they're so convincing is because they actually believe the shit that they say. They actually view the world with what they're saying. And I talk a little bit about this in previous videos about why it's so important to not put your focus all on them. And even though, I was having this conversation with a client yesterday, and one of the things we went over was, 98% of why the things happen that have happened in the relationship could all be on the narcissist. And it probably is on the narcissist because they're pretty vile, disgusting people. And they do a lot of very toxic shit. And that's coming from the pain, the hurt, the worldview that they have. This is their perception of the world. So they respond or react to the world from a place of very hurt, very pain. And it's usually in a way to avoid feeling or seeing that pain. They're disconnected from that pain. Like they feel that shame, so they'll come out subconsciously. This is all subconsciously. They come out in a way that shows you what they're actually truly believing, like what they're perceiving. And the reason why I want to put it this way is because we see a lot of things, and you watch a lot of videos, and it's like the narcissist is gaslighting you, or the narcissist is doing this. And I want to make it clear, like, there's all different levels of narcissist, and not all narcissists are aware. Not all of them are conscious. Not all of them have control of what they're subconsciously doing. That takes deep work to do, and it takes a deep conscious understanding of who you are and what you are in order to be able to do that. And I want to put it out there, your everyday run-of-the-mill narcissist that can be very hurtful, your covert narcissist, your scared little narcissist, but covertly behind the scenes doing their thing. This is like subconsciously. This is how they're programmed. This is what they did to survive in their toxic childhood. It's like this is how they push it out, and that's why, going back to what I was saying, when we're going through this, it's very important to get with somebody that can start helping you see what you're seeing within yourself. So if 98% of the problem is them, your focus really needs to be on your 2%, so that you can become more conscious of what you're seeing and what you're observing. And the more awareness and self-aware you become of who you are, the less effect that they're going to have on you, the less effect that any of their shit is going to affect you. The less they can gaslight you, the less they can pull you back in with their lies, the less that they can do anything. And then the more that you get to that point, you'll be able to really observe how they view the world, because they project it. Like we all project, all humans, because of the way the psyche is made, is subconsciously we always will project things. You can always read how a person thinks. If someone, a good example is in the beginning when I work with people, most of the time, and it takes a while, but they talk negative a lot of times, and a lot of it will come out subconsciously, negative about, like, negative self-talk. And for me, with the awareness that I have, that tells me where people are, like whether it's self-esteem issues or low confidence issues or self-worth issues. Like, it all subconsciously, people tell you these things and they don't even realize they're telling you these things, but they are, because it's subconscious. It just happens. Like, unless you're in complete self-awareness all of the time, you're going to subconsciously project what is there, what your thoughts are, how you're viewing the world, how your self-image is being viewed. All of it comes out automatically. So it's important to understand these concepts and why it's so important to focus on yourself and not put all of your energy into trying to understand something that is as chaotic as them. Like, you're literally trying to understand pure chaos is what you're trying to do. And I understand, like, you want closure, like you want to know why this person did what they did to me, or why they deny or don't hold themselves accountable for their part. They won't. They can't. And they'll tell you subconsciously, they'll tell you why, because they believe their shit. Literally, they literally believe the crap that they spew out. They literally believe the smear campaigns that they go and do. They literally believe this. They literally believe that they are in the right, and they need a team of people to believe them, to validate them, and keep feeding them and keep fueling them. So it's important to really start understanding actually what is going on inside of this head of theirs, if you want to be able to truly understand what you're dealing with. And it's deep. Like, it gets really deep, man. These people they're sick individuals. They're very sick. Okay, like I said in a previous video, there is no purity to them. There is no love. There never was love. And you start to wake up to these things, and it's really, really hard to believe. And then you start searching for answers, and you really spend a lot of time trying to understand someone before you're understanding yourself, and it's gonna just kind of derail things for a while. I mean, eventually you'll probably get to that point where you'll get to that point where you need to focus here to understand out here. And so I wanted to share that and just explain, talk a little bit about it, because it's kind of an example. If it's another person that I was talking with over Facebook Messenger. I mean, the guy lost everything he owned. Like, he lost everything. He lost his house, his car, his kids, his job. I mean, he lost everything. He's pretty much homeless. And yet the narcissist, his ex-wife, was going around telling people that he's making money, that he's hiding money, that he's doing this, and the guy's eating ramen noodles and has nothing, because this is who they are. So that's the projection of them, because that's what they would be doing. So it's telling you how they think. It's telling you how they view the world, because they're telling you from a toxic view. It's so interesting to just listen to them talk, because they'll tell you everything. They'll tell you how toxic they view this world. They'll tell you how much shame that they feel. They'll tell you that through their actions and behaviors, and how deeply they will do anything to sell themselves the idea of avoiding anything, feeling anything. And it's very disturbing when you have to deal with these people, because they go around in public and tell people this toxic worldview of you, when that's totally not what's happening. But we also live in a society that has grown where this shit is normal almost, and because there's too many people that fall for it. Too many people fall for the shit. Like, some people are, a lot of people are starting to wake up to things, and it's starting to get harder for the narcissist to go around and spew their crap. But at the same time, there's still a lot of people that fall for it, especially when you get into government agencies that profit off of these people, and these different agencies that will profit off of this dysfunction that is created, and it creates a profit. So of course they'll flow with it. Sure. Well, bring your craziness in here, and we'll run with it because it's going to make us money. And there's a lot especially when it comes to government. There's a lot of that going on, and that's disturbing within itself. But at the same time, again, like I said in another video, that's another story. But I wanted to make a quick video and just kind of remind people to, before you really dive into that rabbit hole of trying to understand the chaos that these people are, you're going to learn and understand a lot more if you go in here and begin to have the awareness of how your own thoughts are and how your own worldview is and how you can change this and how you see things. It will open your eyes completely when other people, you'll be able to start reading other people on an instant, and you won't fall for no more shit. So if you meet another narcissist or you get a coworker that's one, you're going to be able to spot them pretty quick, immediately, by just watching who they are and what they put out to the world and how they talk about things. You'll be able to spot people who are suffering by how they talk about things. You'll be able to talk, you see it, you'll hear it, you'll be able to immediately know. No matter what persona they're putting out, you can listen to their words, because it's the one thing that humans, unless you are doing work and you got self-awareness and you are completely self-aware at all times, and that's really hard to be self-aware at all times, but the subconscious will put out any negative emotional self-images of yourself. You will put it out there. Any negative worldviews will come out, especially narcissists. They cannot help themselves. This is the part they cannot control. It comes out and you can see it and you can read it, and it shows you who they are. You can document it. If you're going through court cases, document. Heal yourself, get yourself strong. If you've already been to court and you got railroaded because you didn't know what you were dealing with, get yourself strong. Learn how to read these people, because they're easy to read. When you know thyself, nothing that they say to you will affect you. Nothing they say can get to you when you know thyself. It will all be exactly showing who they are. Every single bit of it will show just how toxic and dysfunctional that they are. And so it's important to go and start working on yourself. Start getting self-aware of who you are. Start touching base with that true self, creating that true vision, not the person that you were brought up to be based off of mommy and daddy's beliefs and everybody before them's beliefs. Not living that life. Get consciousness and awareness. Use your consciousness to bring the unconscious to conscious. Use it to see it. It's the gateway to show you everywhere that is lacking in yourself. And when you start having that self-awareness, you'll be able to observe it in others. And when you're dealing with narcissists and they're coming at you and they spewing their garbage, or they're spewing even if they go and they tell someone else a story about you and that person tells you, or whatever the situation may be, you're going to know. When you know thyself and you know your actions and you know who you are and you know your intentions, and this person's off telling someone else your intentions, they're telling that person what they are, not what you are. And you have to realize this so you don't react from a place that will cause you more problems or create more problems. It's the same thing. If judges and lawyers were halfway intelligent with psychology, they would know when you go into court and a narcissist is sitting there spewing off their imaginary story of how horrible you've become, and yet you're sitting there quietly, knowing thyself, they're sitting there spewing it. So at some point, maybe you got an uneducated judge, because a lot of them are, sitting up on a bench. Maybe you have to educate him on psychology and kind of point these things out to him. I don't know how much I recommend that without an attorney, but at some point, it has to be done at some point. But I hope this video helps with a little bit more of understanding, so that you're not carrying their shit when they're spewing it out at you, and it gives you a little more understanding of how to deal with when they're off telling their stories to people, and they're off creating this massive illusion of how they view what you're doing. They have no idea what you're doing. Like I said before, the person I was sitting on Messenger with, dude, literally homeless, literally has nothing, but yet they don't stop. They don't quit coming after him, and he's asking me, what do I do? How, what should I do? She's off telling people and creating all these stories, and I'm down to nothing. It's not cool, but it's what you have to deal with these people. And so we kind of went over that. Like, I had to, this person, they literally believe this shit, but this is how they view the world, because this is what they would do. If they accuse you of something, it's what they would be doing. It's how they would do it. If whether or not they've done it yet, it's how they would do it. If they're telling you you're doing something, it's how they would do it. So it's just like going back to the guy on Messenger. His ex-wife's telling people that he's hiding money when in reality, in his reality, he's homeless and has no money. But she's going and telling people that he does. So the reality, in her reality, how she would do it would be to hide money. So you learn, you see what I'm saying? Like how this reflects back. Like, learning how to do this is going to help you tremendously in the world. Like, when you're not just dealing with narcissists, but just dealing with people in general, it will help you understand the true intentions of people by listening and observing and realizing how that works. Because self-aware people that are doing the work and they're self-aware, they're not going to project negative things out. They're just not, and they know not to assume something. They know people that are aware of this fragmented part of their psyche, and it's very important to become aware of these things. It's very important. This is part of why you're going through this experience, because it's your inner being telling you to use this experience to grow. And part of growing is becoming one with yourself and realizing that the world of duality is non-existent. When you can do that, you begin to be able to pick and choose how you put your energy into it. And this is how it works. Like, it's how it works. And so with that, I'm going to go ahead and jump off here. But again, in the description, if anybody's interested in coaching, if anybody's interested in working together to get deeper into this type of stuff, then please send me an email, go to the website, whatever it takes. But I'll jump off here for now. Hopefully this planted a seed and made sense. And let me know if you have any questions, or if you have experiences with what I'm talking about, and if you've had those aha moments and being able to catch these people, because they're nonstop with it. Nonstop. Everything they do is a projection. It's nonstop. Constant. Especially once you're discarded and you're not giving them their good fuel anymore and all that, and you're the worst person in the world suddenly, and all of that good stuff. That's the prime time to really put this practice into work. And again, this is why your self-awareness is key, because if not, you'll lose yourself in the chaos. They'll drag you down into their world, and you'll become lost in the chaos again. So it's very important to stay on it. But I hope this helped. I'll jump for now. 20 minutes. Cool. If anybody has anything for me, I'm always here. So with that, we'll go. Namaste.